Hello, I'm Green.
Yeah, I'm purple.
And welcome back to Green and Purple. We're back playing Crash Bandicoot again today. And we're going upstream now. And next we're going to have my favorite boss in this game. I mean, his actual boss isn't that great. I just like the way he looks. I just always thought he was funny whenever I was a kid.
Oh yeah, these stages can be difficult.
Especially once you get to the later ones and they have like the plants that like are on timers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What I was telling Caleb before we started recording is the weird thing with Crash Bandicoot is it's a 3D platformer, but in a lot of ways it plays more like a 2D platformer, and just that like most 3D platformers, oh gosh, get hit by a fish, I guess. Are kind of all about giving you like the freedom of movement and like jumping around in a big 3D space, whereas Crash it's really linear for the most part.
Yes.
And just like. I think you have to break the TNT.
Yes.
Okay. It's really linear, and you're mainly usually just going into the screen or away from the screen. And even at times, it goes to a side perspective where it's just pretty much just a 2.5D platformer at that point. Which I kind of like. I get some people saying, like, a lot of people didn't like it just because... Stupid fish. Just because obviously Super Mario 64 came out before this, and people thought that was basically what 3D platformers should strive to be.
Yes.
Just kind of like that open style, where this kind of went for a more traditional approach to it. And I think they're both fun. They just definitely play very differently. And you don't see many 3D platformers in this style anymore. And then you have the style like Banjo-Kazooie, where it's just like, go collect 1,000 things.
Yup. Collectathon.
And I never played Banjo-Kazooie, but that was part of the reason why I don't even have a whole lot of interest in trying it now, just because I don't really like the whole collectathon type approach, personally. I get why people like them, but just me personally... I can do it if there's just a few collectibles here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, but whenever the entire game is just like, here's 8,000 things to collect, it gets a little old to me. What's your opinion on the Banjo-Kazooie, Caleb?
I have them. I mean, I have the first one, and I've played it, and I enjoy it, but I mean, it's not my favorite. But I do respect the games, and I do...
I definitely think it has a lot more care put into it than a lot of games these days.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, yeah. And Nuts and Bolts definitely looked very strange.
That was
the Xbox 360
one. That was a bad one. That was bad.
So you didn't play the first one that much, but you played Nuts and Bolts?
No, I played the first one a lot more. I tried out Nuts and Bolts, and I was like... I
didn't like it?
No.
Well, it just didn't look very much at all like the
Mm-mm.
original games, other than they just stole the characters from it.
No, I think I played that game for like 20 minutes and I was just done. Returned that real quick.
I did that with one of the Tomb Raider games. Not one of the old ones and not one of the like really new ones. It was like Tomb Raider Anniversary or something.
Oh, okay.
And I just played it, and I didn't like the way it played at all. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. No offense to people that like Tomb Raider Anniversary.
How dare you?
That's the best Tomb Raider! Lara Croft's
You have a different opinion than me! Papu papu!
I love Papu Papu. But yeah, as you can see, we're kind of blazing right through this first island. But these are definitely the easiest in the game. I like this guy because you can see his butt crack. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, you gotta jump on his head. It's been a while.
Oh my.
Oh, almost got hit there. I thought this game had some really good boss battles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because they're all different and they're all fun. I mean, the final boss battle's a little weird just because... just like, the whole idea of the boss battle I think is kind of funny. Because it's just supposed to be the menacing final boss, and he just kind of flies around and just goes.
I think it's pretty menacing.
I mean, the where you fight him, I think, is a cool like final locale.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I always thought he was kind of goofy whenever he's like flying around, like laughing at you.
In my opinion, I feel like Cortex's voice in this game is the most menacing out of all.
Oh yeah, he's definitely way more menacing in this than he is in any of the later ones. In the later ones, they kind of make him into
a goofy villain.
The goofy villain. They did the same thing kind of with Robotnik too.
Yes.
Like in the first Sonic, he's just evil Robotnik.
And then also in the cartoon ones, he was way more...
Especially in Sad AM.
Yes.
In Adventures, he was still a little goofy, but Adventures was just kind of all around a little more lighthearted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sad AM was pretty dark for a kid show.
Yes.
Especially a kid show based off a video game. Like, doesn't Robotnik, like, die at the end of it? And, like, Sneevely, like, comes out of it?
Yes,
And then they were gonna make Sneevely into the villain, but then, like, it got canceled or
yeah.
something. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Oh, God. Go!
You're fine. You did it.
We're fine.
Yeah, I watch that all the time.
I didn't watch Adventures very much, but I watched all of... I have, like, all of Sonic the Hedgehog on DVD or something.
Then I also enjoyed... this is a Sonic OVA. It was just called Sonic the Hedgehog. It was just a short little movie they made.
Oh, right. I remember that. I never saw it, but I remember... Because I went through, like, basically a Sonic the Hedgehog kick whenever I was a kid.
Oh.
And,
there you go.
Where I was like trying to do like everything Sonic. Like I got Sonic comic books, I was playing all the Sonic games, trying to watch the Sonic movie, but I couldn't find it anywhere because that was back whenever if you wanted to watch a movie, you still had to go find it at a Blockbuster somewhere, and most Blockbusters didn't have it. And no. Guess we're not saving this level. I remember I read some of the comic books, and I tried to watch the movie, but I couldn't find it. And then I even watched some of Sonic Underground. And as a kid, I liked it. I was like, this show's great. And then I got older, and I was like, this show's horrible. Which, objectively, it is horrible. I mean, it's not even an opinion. It's just bad. Yeah, I didn't get all the boxes. Otherwise, I would have 3 of the embryo heads. Thank you. What cartoon, like, video games cartoons did you watch a lot as a kid?
Sonic the Hedgehog, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and,
Was Sally in Adventures, or was she only in Sonic?
She was only in the Sad AM. They love this one.
Yeah, this one's great.
I don't like the look Crash gives at the beginning of it, though. It's like, Crash, what are you going to do with that hog, man?
Don't do it! I remember I was stuck on this level when I was a kid for a while, because I didn't realize you had to jump on there's like a drum at part of it, and I didn't realize you had to jump on it. Like, I kept trying to jump around it, and then I was like, oh, this level's impossible. Until I think one time I just accidentally jumped on it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, but I watched Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I also watched Kirby Right Back at Ya.
Right.
And
that was on, like, the Fox box, wasn't it?
Yep. And, I mean, that was pretty much... Everything else was pretty much anime. Like, Sailor Moon, Card Captors, Case Closed, Inuyasha.
I didn't realize Case Closed was an anime. I always saw the manga, but I never saw the anime.
Yeah, no, there's an anime.
What was Case Closed about? I mean, I get there was, like, a detective in it or something. Dang it.
Well, how it starts off is that there's this... It's like a young kid prodigy. You know, he's a great detective. He has a great detective's mind. He gets... basically, there's this incident where these two... There's these two guys, and he tries to follow them, and you know they're like, oh, we knew you were following us. Oh my goodness,
I'm sorry.
We knew you were following us, and then they caught him, and it made him eat like this like I think it was a legal drug they were trying to sell.
Gosh.
And basically it turned him in. It was like a poison. It was supposed to kill him, but something happened and it made him revert into a form of kid. It made him into a kid. So basically,
So he was an adult before.
yeah. Oh, well, not really. More like a teenager.
Okay.
I forgot.
He was still young for a detective, but he wasn't like
Right.
super young.
Yeah, he wasn't a child.
Right.
But so now the whole premise of the show is just he still has his mind, but his body looks different. So he's every episode he's trying to solve this case, but it's just hard because he's a kid. So people are like, "Oh, you silly whippersnapper! Look at you trying to solve this mystery."
Oh, he's so cute. And he's just like solving a murder. He was like, they ripped his guts out and strew him about. I'm like, oh, you little kid. You're so cute. So cute. Oh, no. Whenever we come back, more Crash Bandicoot. Bye, everybody.
See ya.